Amber looking like she's squeezing her own farts out and sniffing them back there.
You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters. Well, I want to say we're nearing the end. We're nearing the climax, for lack of a better way of putting it. We're getting close to the volcanic eruption with whatever's going on with Stephanie White and Caitlin Clark. Now, it's been our feeling for a while. There were times last year, there was plenty of times last year, where Stephanie White pretty much made her feelings known, and you could feel the aura of the fact that Stephanie White believed Kelsey Mitchell was the best player on this team. That last year, the clouds nearly aligned for Stephanie White. I also believe that playoff run, in part, may have been one of the worst things to happen long term, because I think it led Stephanie White to look in the direction of Caitlin Clark and go, that's not really the player that I am looking to build this team around. I want to build this player around Kelsey Mitchell. If we didn't know any better, we think the WNBA agrees with her, with the way they've handled their marketing and with the way the Fever has handled their marketing. They actually came out with a couple of Caitlin Clark posts in the last 12 hours, shockingly. And now we've got new video. And I got to tell you, if we are not reaching a boiling point, I don't know where this is going. And somebody presented a question. We're going to play this, don't worry. Somebody said this. Wouldn't it be crazy if Stephanie White convinces the retards? Oh, real donkey stuff 2.0. Very good. Wouldn't it be crazy if Stephanie White convinces the retards, Kelly and Amber, to trade Caitlin Clark because White thinks the team is better without her? That her system can win the Fever the championship with Kelsey Mitchell? Well, my thing would be Kelsey Mitchell was around for a while, right? She was around long enough to see this team get 2 consecutive number 1 overall picks. All right? She was also around for this stadium putting 4,500 people a game into it. If she's not careful, she may be around to see that again. Those ratings I went over, those tickets I went over last night, they're in the exact same spot. They hadn't even moved. It doesn't look like a ticket's been sold overnight. Not one. So I answered this. I quote tweeted it, and I said, if they allow this to happen, it would be the women's sports version of Babe Ruth getting traded from the Red Sox. And we saw how that played out for 100 years. It was called the curse, right? Years and years, up until the bloody sock and all of that jazz. They carried the curse of Babe Ruth in Boston. And it did not go well. And they will find out if Caitlin Clark leaves this team, the attendance, you can say this, 12,000 people just vanished every game. Is it my belief that Herb Simon and the Pacers organization will step in and clean house before they allow that to happen? I would think surely that will be the case. Now, whether or not Caitlin Clark requests a trade and decides she won't come off of that demand, and that better be the thing that Herb Simon and the Pacers don't wait for. Don't wait for Caitlin Clark to request a trade out of town. Hire NBA people before that happens. A lot of people, I've suggested Mark Jackson. Some have been suggesting Bill Laimbeer. Get somebody from outside the league that doesn't have any agenda. That it's about basketball. Speaking of not about basketball, how about Stephanie White grabbing Caitlin Clark. Now, I want to say something here. Imagine this is a man that is coaching this team that does this. A male coach. All right? Because you're going to get Stephanie White defenders, Stephanie White truthers, the Stephanons, not QAnon, the Stephanons. They're going to go out there and all their infinite intelligence because they believe they're smarter than everybody else watching. Nobody gives a fuck who you were. Anyway, goes out there and they will try to convince you that this is a nothing burger. No big deal. Nothing to see there. Here happens all the time. Really? If this was Bobby Knight and he did this to a female, I'm just saying, I want to make sure everybody puts it in perspective and they're properly outraged. Because they should be as outraged with this being Stephanie White as they would any other coach. This is a problem, and Caitlin Clark tells you and shows you this is a damn problem. Right here. Oh, Caitlin rips that hand away. By the way, Amber and Kelly are in the crowd. Look at that. Look at them two rascals up there. Them two rascals in the crowd. Amber looking like she's squeezing her own farts out and sniffing them back there. Yeah. Caitlin's like, hell to the no. Are you grabbing? Give me my hand back. Look. Woo! Wow. It's man. By the way, I wonder if the Fever understand. There are people out there studying this video. Like it's got a connection to the JFK assassination. I'm just saying, that is the spotlight that's on the organization and the coach right now. You can't do this. You can't do this. Hybrid love child of Steph Curry, Larry Bird, branding star power of Jordan. Who the hell's doing that to Jordan? Who the hell would ever do that to Larry Bird? Steph Curry? LeBron? Let's just keep going. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. That you're going to reach out and grab your player like that. And the player very obviously sends you a message by saying, give me my damn hand back. And then we saw the video of her sparring with January over there. May as well have been October. It was a horror show. Look, the best thing that happened to the Fever is they're playing a bunch of cupcakes right now. So there's going to be people out there that are going to be like, oh, look, they've won 4 of their last 5 against a bunch of players that ought to be mopping floors at a peep show. I mean, bagging groceries down at the Brookshires here in Texas. Tell me what you think, black and white sports supporters. Is this something or is this nothing? I think under the circumstances of everything going on, it's something. It is something. Look, if everything was perfect and there wasn't a bunch of drama going on, blah, 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 and Stephanie White didn't have video where she absolutely could not squeeze out praise for the most dynamic player in the league, she cannot bring herself to say positive shit about when she's asked directly by name I'm asking you as a reporter by name, talk about her. Nah, not going to do it. Under the circumstances of what is going on right now, this is a big damn deal. You won't talk me out of that. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.